guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. I'm watching Midnight here. She knows she's been messing up. I had to kind of get onto them because every time I say my intro, they think I'm not paying attention. And so they go to start, misbehaving themselves, doing bad habits, riling everybody up. And so I've had to make sure that I'm making very firm and direct, hey, Midnight, don't. That I'm making very firm eye contact with her so that she understands that I mean it. Because oftentimes when dogs get distracted, or when you get distracted, your dog will try to take advantage of it and misbehave themselves. So that's what she's been doing. And so anyway, she's, her and Blondie have a very energetic love for each other. They always want to run around and roughhouse, but as I've said before, when you mix really high energy levels, there's always, and hormones, there's always a risk of things getting out of control. And so with Midnight and Blondie, I'm really just going out of my way to monitor their energy levels and their play levels to ensure that it remains healthy. So, and Midnight is really big on trying to do the chase me game. Blondie, what did I say? Don't. So they're actually listening now. Usually I have to chase them down. They don't listen. They run around like crazy. So, thank God I've actually started to make some progress with them because they are something else, man. When they get into the mode, they don't listen to nothing. And so it's been very difficult to break through that energy level to where they will verbally listen. But yeah, doing much better. So they're looking all sad and depressed because of it, but that's just part of the process because I've really been getting on to them about it. Shh, don't you guys start it. You better leave it be. And so it's just one of those things you have to watch for. Those of you that do have sisters, brothers, sister, brother, any kind of sibling thing. I've have a video about sibling rivalry, and so as they grow, even if you prevent them from fighting when they're young and competing when they get older, that bond can create excitement. And whenever they reach that maturity level, that there's a very specific window of time whenever they all start coming really into themselves and becoming an adult. For females, they go in their first heat at around a year old. That's when nature has determined that they're officially a whammon. And so males start to get those hormones at around 6 months. It starts to kick in and onward up. And so it's very important that when they start to go through those hormonal changes, that you really monitor their play and their excitement levels, because it can very easily become an issue. And it can very easily turn into an issue of competitiveness and fighting. So, while it may seem like I'm kind of raining on their parade, the truth is it's just a sensitive time, and I'm not trying to have any kind of incidents between them, because by the same token, whenever you have siblings like that, they can harbor, that kind of memory of aggression between the two. Good Lord, really? Just out of nowhere like that? And so, structure. And so anyway, so it's just really important. Midnight, get out of it. To kind of, that's right, you better get out of it. Come on. To kind of keep an eye on it. Come on. And so that's what I'm doing. Because if you get one fight, then they're going to be more inclined to do it the next time, So preventing the first fight is a lot easier than preventing the second. So anyway, my daughter and I just came home. I'm going to pick her up and we're going to go do some socialization movement with some of the pack. And probably going to take Midnight and Liberty. Those are the two that I have found that have been the ones that really need the most socialization. They have a very protective nature, and so I'm going to have to really expose them to people and things to ensure that they don't have a kind of standoffish temperament. I know that a lot of people don't have a problem with that in their dogs, but I do. I want my dogs to be able to go anywhere, do anything, and be an ambassador for the breed. So yeah, what did I tell you? Don't start. Don't. See that very apologetic look right there? Girl. Good dog. That's good. I feel a lot better about that. They're actually listening a lot better. So I did not like the energy level that I was getting out of them. It was getting to be a dangerous level of excitement between them, because they would start to wrestle, and then they would start to do, like most dogs do, they get real vocal, start to growl a little bit, and if you're not careful, that can escalate into fighting. A lot of people at dog parks, they see that kind of stuff and they're like, oh, they're just playing, and it's like, yeah, right now. Give them a couple minutes of that and watch that play turn into a very vicious fight. So depending upon the dog, whether or not they have their natural hormones or not, there's a lot of things that can affect the outcome of that kind of play. Sometimes it's literally personality, and they can get away with it with some dogs, and then you bring another kind of dog which won't put up with that kind of stuff, and then it's a totally different story. Sorry about the wind. It's always windy here, I swear. But it's actually, we have a cold front here right now. Everybody's pretty chill, thank goodness. I've really been monitoring everyone's play and energy levels to ensure that everyone's doing good. I had a training with a client today, I guess he's about 6-month-old Doberman. We had done a couple pack walks and decided that it was best that we go ahead and we do a full month training. And as many of you know, I've already told you, I do one training a week, and then I do one training, they have a whole week to work on what I've told them. They can call me, they can ask for advice, and during that time, and then we touch base again, work on anything that's come up, and then they have a whole nother week to work on those things, and we continue that for a month. And basically it's about teaching people to train their own dogs. It's about giving people the tools so that they don't have to keep paying a trainer to come and fix their dog. Kind of like that whole saying that people say of like, you can give a man a fish, or you can teach a man to fish. Like, that's how I am. I could take your dog and I could train it at my house and bring it back to you, but I'd much rather show you how to train your own dog so that you don't need my services anymore. You don't need anybody's services, because now you know how to work with dogs. And ultimately, that's more important to me than anything. Come on, you guys. Too dang windy over here. But anyway, he did really good. First training, we got him to start behaving himself right away. Oh, Lord. Oh, I had my daughter out here doing cedar, and she left the rake down. I swear. I could write a book about all the things that kids do. So anyway, but yeah, it was a really fun, very productive training. He did really, really well. And I was very impressed with him. And the owners were very impressed. They had a really great feeling knowing that their dog was going to be doing very well and that they could handle him. I'm sure they felt very empowered, which is pretty awesome. So, hey cutie, yes, it's a baby. Yes, you are. So anyway, it was a good day, man. Overall, a really good day. So my daughter and I were going to go to Half Price Books. No, I'm going to pick up that book that I told you guys about called Illusions. Feels very relevant to my life right now, so I'm going to pick it back up, read it again. So have a good day, and I'll talk at you later. Bye.